When you walk past a street vendor pushing a heavy wooden cart, it's difficult to imagine that same person eventually owning a sprawling industrial complex. We often assume that building real, multi-generational wealth is reserved for people with university degrees, massive bank loans, or the right family name. But we are going to look at how ordinary people, starting with nothing but a bicycle or a wooden stall, used two specific mathematical rules to replace poverty with an empire. Take Dharampal Gulati. After the partition of India, he arrived as a refugee with empty pockets, driving a horse-drawn tanga just to feed his family. When he eventually set up a tiny wooden stall in Delhi, he made a choice that defined his future. He refused to compromise on the purity of his spices, even when he was barely surviving. Similarly, Karsanbhai Patel would cycle through the streets after his day job, selling handmade washing powder door to door to neighbors who trusted his word. Today, MDH and Nirma are household names. Their success wasn't a stroke of luck. It was the result of pairing a reputation for quality with two rigid financial habits. The first habit is reinvestment. When Gulati's small spice stall began to turn a profit, he didn't spend that money on personal comforts. He immediately put it back into buying better raw materials. He followed a strict 50% formula. Half the profit goes to the household, half cycles back to expand inventory. This higher quality stock builds trust, bringing customers through word of mouth. Eventually, this funds a second location, doubling the owner's income. An empire is built when the business is allowed to feed itself first, growing the owner's reach rather than just their expenses. But for a daily wage laborer who doesn't own a shop to reinvest in, the strategy shifts to compounding, a mathematical force that turns small, consistent actions into massive totals. If you set aside just 100 rupees from your daily earnings, you are looking at 3,000 rupees of disciplined savings every month. Investing 3,000 rupees monthly at 15% starts slow. Year 5 yields 2.7 lakh. By year 15, it hits 20 lakh. In the final decade, compounding explodes. Though you contributed only 9 lakh over 25 years, the final balance surpasses 1 crore rupees. Wealth at this level is not the result of a high starting income. It is the result of time and the discipline to let that money grow untouched. Transitioning from a daily struggle to financial security requires a permanent shift in priority. It starts by saving a portion of every rupee you earn before you ever look at your expenses. This must be paired with a reputation for quality. Whether you sell a product or a service, being the most trusted name in your neighborhood is the only foundation that allows a business to scale. Finally, you must have the patience to wait. This mathematical transformation takes 2 decades of unbroken discipline to reach its full potential. Being born into poverty is a circumstance we cannot control, but choosing to remain there is a decision. You have the math, and you have the examples of those who came before you. Start your reinvestment or your daily saving today, and begin building the empire your family deserves.